Back in 1948, I can remember personally coming out of World War II how difficult it was finding employment, and that's why Southern Poly was created. It was created for post-World War II veterans to be able to come and get educated, to better further themselves, to provide for not only themselves but also for their families. And what a tremendous benefit it was for me coming out of the war to be able to go to an institution like Southern Poly. I do remember we actually met on the barracks at a naval base in Chamblee, Georgia, when we first started, and as you can see today in Marietta, Georgia, just how far that this campus has actually come. The classes at first were very, very difficult. Since we met in the barracks, there was a lot of planes taking off and gunfire. It was very difficult to actually hold classes there. I remember we played games like Hot Missile, which is similar to Hot Potato, but we used live ammunition and grenades. Graduating class was smaller due to those activities. In 1958, the decision was made to move the campus to Marietta, Georgia, largely because many of the faculty and students had post-traumatic stress disorder, and the community there did not really appreciate games like Hot Missile, where, contrary to popular belief, you could actually be killed. You know, the missiles can go off in that game. It is deadly. For example, as you're passing the live ammunition, it can detonate. And if it does detonate when you're holding it in your hands, it can kind of kill you.
Once Cobb County agreed to provide all the land and the facilities and everything like that, and construction took place, the campus was interesting. There was a goat shed on campus, and legend has it that one of the administrators got so fed up one day that he tied up a goat outside of the building. You can actually still go see the remains of this goat on campus. Some say it has mystical religious healing powers. Am I going to confirm that? No. But what I can say is that I literally saw a student with no legs, no arms, no head, and no shoulders make his way over to the remains of the goat. And right after touching the goat, he then had legs, arms, head, and shoulders. Well, after Southern Poly moved to Marietta, they wanted Southern Poly to become its own university. Georgia Tech didn't like this. And they knew there was going to be a fight. Before Southern Poly officially gained its independence, there was a battle that lasted from 1959 to 1996. It's not as long as it sounds, but well, I guess actually it is. The battle was traumatic. You know, a lot of the old World War II vets that were taking classes originally at the naval base didn't necessarily want to fight again. You know, playing Hot Missile is dangerous enough, but the battle lasted for many years, and oddly enough, when soldiers for Southern Poly's side would get injured, they would just have to go back to that goat's remains that I was talking about earlier, touch it. They're all better. But I'm not going to confirm that, you know, that would actually happen.
Between the years of 1958 and 1996, during the Georgia Tech Southern Poly War, Georgia Tech had actually built a wall around the campus. And in 1996, we were actually able to defeat Georgia Tech and bring those walls and those barriers down. My impression of Southern Poly is that we have been through the thick and thin, pretty much the most I've ever heard of any college ever going through to become established. So I have a lot of respect for Southern Poly, and I know the outlook is very good for the school considering all that it's already been through. You know, what more does it have to really do to prove itself that it is a lasting university?
Give us your overall impressions of Southern Poly.
No, sorry. Can you turn your chair?
What?
Hold on, turn your chair.
Okay, we're still rolling. Can you give us your impressions?
Sir?
Sorry about that. Don't eat the mushrooms outside of the administration building.
Is that by the magical goat?
Can you repeat that?